Okay, before we start the class, there was a problem with one of the homework questions. Somebody, raised it out last class. The question is number berapa? Question number. Because you will have, you will not be able to factor out that equation. You will not be able to find the root. Question number berapa? Yeah. Question number 8. If you have done question number 8, there is a problem with the question. You will not be able to find the roots. Anybody try question 8? Ada? But during the last class, at the end of last class, somebody informed me that you will not be able to get the solution. So let us look at that question. Okay, this one. Question number 8. Okay, 10.1. If you do that question, you will get the, you get the derivative. You will not be able to find the roots of the question. So for the question, you get what? You get this one. Okay, number 8. You get the y prime. Where? That is the negative number there. Oh, no, plus. Okay. Let's go. Okay, y prime equal to 3x squared. Yeah, 3x squared minus 6x plus 6. Okay, you have that equation. If you set that to 0, you will find the roots. Okay. I want you to use the formula lah, jangan hitam ya. Alright. So what is the formula to the roots? You got x equal to what? For equation ax squared plus by plus c equal to 0. It should be what? It should be, I just checked the formula. That is negative. Negative b, ke b je. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. Everything divided by 2a. Betul tak? Negative b ke b je? Negative b kan? Negative b. That is the formula. Negative b kan? B ke negative b? Saya dah tak ingat. Negative b. So you use that formula, what you will get, you will not get a normal answer. You will get a negative square root. So if you look at this part here, b squared is what? This minus 4ac, 4ac minus 4ac. A is 3, and then you got 6. Here, that should be the negative sign. So that is the problem. You will get a negative square root or square root of a negative number. That will be 36. This one, 12 times 6, 72. So you got a square root of negative 36. So you got a negative number. Yeah, when you got a negative number, that will be involving complex number or imaginary number. So that is you cannot find a real value. So what you do? Okay. Siapa semalam yang on Monday itu siapa yang risau this thing? Dah ada ke belum? Dah masuk ke belum? So what you do, you will go back to the question number 8 though. All right. If you do this, you cannot get the answer. So what you do, you go back question number 8, you put in negative number to the 6x. So question number 8, it should be, right? I think if you do that, you will get a real number. Y equal to x cube plus plus plus. X2, you put negative sign, negative 6x. So that is the one that we change. Okay, instead of positive, mula-mula di positif tau. You will tukar jadi negative. Then you will get this one will be 36. Baru dapat real number. Okay, so tukar the negative. You will get a complex number. Okay. Okay, that's one thing that I would like to mention. I don't know, maybe the question, has typo ke apa benda. But that is the issue. You don't have the root of a real number. All right. Okay, good. So let's continue with the second derivative test. Any question with the homework problem? Okay, Asma. So if you have a cubic function, all right, you want to find the value, or you want to factor that function, you want to find the critical points, okay? Use this formula. Okay, if you do not know the shortcut formula, to pakai formula ni. That is the formal formula. So janganlah, don't use the calculator, right? The calculator will give you express. We don't want express. We want the method. So that is how you get the roots of the thing. Okay, any problem with the homework? Okay, tak ada. We'll move on. So what we are going to do now is we are going to look at some idea of the inflection point. Okay, inflection point. What do you mean by inflection point? You remember the last time that we did, if the f double prime is equal to 0, the test doesn't work. And we may have inflection point. Okay, inflection point is something like that. You go to figure 10.8. Okay, go to 10.1. Okay, you go to 10.1. See the figure. Okay, everybody got that figure? Okay, we'll go to that picture. Now, if you look at the two critical points, the first critical point, no problem. The first critical point is like this. First critical point, but if you look at the second critical point, you'll get something like that. So at that point, the critical point is what? Is a saddle point. So you got a saddle point. Now, what is a saddle point? A saddle point, the curve do not change direction. So if you look at this curve here, it's going up. Okay, reaching that critical point. Now it's supposed to go down, right? But it continues to go up. So that is a saddle point. Okay, so here you see it's going up. On the right side, it's also going up. Or you can have something like this. It's continue to go down. Okay, reaching the critical point, right? And after that, what happened? Continue to go down. So it's saddle point. Okay, saddle point is a critical point, but it is not the maximum, nor it is the minimum. Because you see the curve, continue to go up or continue to go down. You don't have a valley. Okay, like this one, you have a valley. Or if it's the maximum, you have the mountain top. But here it's like you have, if you look at YouTube, they show the mountains in China or Pakistan, where you have the mountain high like that, and that is the center point. This is where people used to use this area for transportation, for walking, for road like that. So they're nice examples. You look at YouTube, they show you mountains. I think they have in China. There are more mountains in China. So that is saddle point. Okay, so that's what we want to know about saddle point. We don't go into too much detail because that is not very relevant to us. What is relevant is the maximum minimum. So we go now to look at application of the second derivative test. Application here is 11 is 10.3. So look, we go to 10.3, the application. Okay, application. Okay, let's look at application. At that time, sorry. Oh, you know what? 10.1, there are applications where you use the first derivative test. Okay, so I'll give you one or two questions. So 10.1, the application. Okay, I think you can do 51. That is on the productivity. And then 53. Okay, you do the cost. So what you do here is using the first derivative. Okay, you get the critical point and then break the intervals into increasing or decreasing. So that's basically the first derivative. Okay, all right. Now we want to look at the application for second derivative test. So that will be 10.3. Okay, first one. First one, we just look at the book. First one is revenue. Now, if you look at revenue, the application is you want to, what do you want to do for revenue? For revenue, what is the problem? Our problem is I want to maximize revenue. Maximize revenue. So that is for revenue. And similar for profit. Okay, profit you want to maximize. Now, if you look at cost, or sometimes they use average cost, what do we want to do? We want to minimize. Okay, so this is the application. So when you want to maximize, what you want to find is you want to find the maximum value, okay, maximum value of whether it is revenue or profit So here you will minimize. You want to find the minimum value, okay, of cost or average cost. And then you want to find the output level, okay, the output level that maximize the revenue or the profit. Okay, so similarly for here, you want to find the output level, okay, that minimize the cost or average cost. So what we do here, we make use of the second derivative test. So actually the problem is similar to what we already learned. You know, we maximize revenue, minimize cost, things like that, or maximize profit. But we are going to make use of the second derivative test. So go to example number 1. Example number 1, look at that revenue. Okay, I want you to read that example. Read the example first, and then we will go through that. Okay, baca dulu. Ni, Wan Samir. Wan Samir, are you here? Ni, Wan Samir ni. Put in your picture. Berapa lama dah saya cakap ni? Tak pandai letak picture ke? Tak pandai letak picture, tanyalah orang. Okay, Wan Samir, are you here? Wan Samir, are you sleeping or are you around? Put down your picture here. Okay? Hey, Wan Samir, are you around or not?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Letak gambar lah. I said put a picture here.
Oh,
Apa? Berapa lama dah cakap ni?
saya tak rasa dia hilang, Ustaz.
Takkan hilang, orang lain tak hilang apa gambar dia.
Dia kena login balik.
Letak balik. Okay, we look at example number 1, the revenue. If you look at that question, you have the total revenue function given as that function. X is the output level, the number of units sold. They don't give you the specific output level. They don't give you a specific good. And then you want to find what is the output level that need to sell to maximize revenue. And then you want to find the maximum revenue. So what do we do here? We apply the second derivative. Okay, you want to find the maximum revenue, and we want to find the output level that maximize the revenue. So basically, you want to find the maximum point. Okay, and then what is the maximum revenue at that critical point? So what do we do? Number 1, you have to be able to be on unit. So you see here, X is what? X is the output sold in. So before you do anything, make sure that we are clear on unit, okay, and the variables. Revenue is what? R is revenue in dollars. So now we are clear what are these variables stand for. So what you do, number 1, is that you get the derivative. So the derivative of R is R prime, that is the marginal revenue. what is it? 8,000 minus 40 minus 80x minus 3x. You see here, I have a quadratic revenue. Okay, so you need to find the critical points. So for critical point, what is the condition? Point or points, revenue prime equal to 0. And you see there, you got x equal to 40, x equal to one negative number. All right. Okay. So what I want you to do for this equation, okay, I give you a practice. I want you to find the x, okay, using the formula. Negative apa tadi? Negative a plus or minus, betul-betul. Okay, use that. I give you 3 minutes. Okay, find the roots. Of course, we know already the roots, but I want you to find. Okay, I want to find. So here, this is A, right? That is B, that is C. Ataupun if you want to do it, do reorder lah. Okay, you can reorder it as 3x squared minus 80x plus 8,000 equals 0. Okay, and then use that. Okay, first person who get it, let me know. Of course, we know the answer already, but we want to find out by ourselves using that formula. Okay, buat sekarang. Okay, you got the value. What we get? Here, this is A, B, C. So the formula, okay, it's not negative A, it's negative B. That is silap. That is negative B, not negative A. Negative B plus or minus. So negative A. So what do we get? You got x equal to negative b, okay, plus or minus b squared minus 4ac. Everything divided by, okay, masukkan value tu. All right, negative b is negative 80. Okay, because that is a negativity. And then you plus or minus the square root of b squared. So negative 80 squared minus 4ac. Okay, 4. So I put here 4 a negative 3, 8,000. Everything divided by 2a, that is negative 3. Okay. Anybody got it? Is it a real number or is it not real number? The most important thing is the thing that is inside the square root, should be positive. Positive itu ke positif. Okay. Do you have the roots the same as in the book? Ataupun we get lain? Same. Betul? Everybody got same?
Same.
Okay, good. So make sure we know this, okay? Because we cannot just do express. If you have to find the roots of quadratic function, this is the way to go ahead with it. Unless you know that simple cross formula, so if you know this thing, okay, you have your 2x, x, if you know this, okay. But if we don't know this one, that would be the method. So make sure we know. Okay? Don't rely on the calculator. So we get the roots. If you look at the book, that would be equal to, I mean, you show it already. You will get x equal to 40 and x equal to negative 203. So you have two critical points. All right, number one equal to 40, and then I got x2, the second critical point, that is negative 200 over 3. Janganlah pakai ratio. Kalau di output, convert decimal. 200 divided by 3. We got negative 66.67. And of course, in application, negative number not relevant. Okay, negative number not relevant. But for the sake of doing the test, we will do the test. All right, I'll do the test for this one and also for that one. Now, secondly, what we do here, we find the second derivative. So R double prime is equal to what? R double prime is equal to negative 80 minus 6f. Right? That is R double prime. So what you want to do now is going to test at each of the critical points. So x1 equal to 40. What is R double prime? R double prime is equal to negative 80 minus 6 times 40. 6 times 40 is 240. Kan? 240 minus 80. 240 minus 80 berapa? 240 minus 80, 60. So you get negative 60. Betul ke? Nah, negative 60 kan? Ini negative 240. Dia negative. So it's
320, sir.
20.
320.
320. Okay, 320 negative 320. And we know that is less than 0. So what? So now you know revenue is maximized, or revenue has a maximum at x equal to 40. We call it x1. Okay? That is negative. Now we know negative value not relevant, all right? You don't have to do it in practice. We don't, because in the first place, negative number not relevant. But we just want to show that if you have more than one critical point, you need to test at each critical point. So we do for the second at x equal to negative 66.67. What about r double prime? R double prime is equal to negative 80 minus 6, negative 66.67. Okay, 66.67 multiplied by 6, berapa? Multiplied by 6. So you got 400. 400. 400, 400 lah. So that will be negative 400. So what we get would be what? Would be equal to negative 480. Right? Negative lah. Ini positif ni, I'm sorry. Negative, negative, positive. So make sure, you know, when you have the signs, check. Make sure, you know, we don't mix up. So I mix up negative and negative. So make sure you got negative become positive. So that will be 320. Okay. Now 320 is bigger than 0. What is our conclusion? What about revenue? If it is, if the value of the R double prime is negative, the critical point, you have what? You have a minimum. So you say that revenue has a minimum at x2 equal to 66.67. But anyhow, that is not relevant. Okay, all right. So this is the one. So you know that the revenue is maximum at x1 equal to 40. So now what you want to find is the value of R. So now you want to find R at x1 equal to 40. All right. So what is what is revenue at 40? So we substitute x1 equal to 40 into R. Okay. So what do I get? I get R equal to, in the 40. We got 8,000 multiplied by 40 minus 40 squared minus 40. So let's look at the book. You will get 192,000. 192,000. Now that 192,000 at x1 equal 40 is actually our critical point. You got that one. You call it R1. Okay? You will get 40, 192,000. That is our critical point. Okay, that's our critical point. You can find the value of R, in fact, you know, at the beginning here. So from there, you can find R. It's okay too. No, R prime. You can find R at the beginning there. That will be fine. Okay, you can find R here. No problem. Okay, so you get the critical point. So what you are doing here, actually, you get that critical point, and we show that the critical point is a maximum. So what you want to do next is that you want to just describe the value of the x and the value of the R, okay, which is now the maximum point. So what do we say? We say to maximize profit, maximize revenue, what do we need to do? You have to sell 40 units, okay, of the good. And then we describe the second value. What is the second value? That is the maximum profit. No, I'm sorry. Apa saya dulu cakap profit ini? That is the maximum revenue. Is $192,000. So that is the description of that point. Okay, all right. So we don't have to worry about the negative value. Okay, anyway, negative value too, you have a minimum. All right, so that's of example number 1. Now we look at example number 2. We go to maximum profit first, all right? We just do maximum dulu. So second thing that we want to do is we want to maximize profit. So second one is profit. Now, what is profit? We denote profit by P. Okay, P. What is profit equal to? Profit equal to P times, where P is what? Remember P, what is P?
Price.
P is the price. Okay, so you got ini bukannya profit. What is P times X? What is P times X? Profit is not P times X. What is P times X?
Profit is revenue minus cost.
What is P times X? Apa benda?
Revenue.
Revenue, you know. So actually profit is revenue minus cost. Okay, so that's profit. But P equal to revenue. So that is the right thing. So profit is equal to R minus C. R is P times X. Okay. Now we have to differentiate two types of market. One is perfect competition. Okay, what is the other type of market? The common type of market. One is perfect competition. Okay, where you have so many firms. And what is the other one? The other extreme. The extreme from perfect competition. Both are extreme. You know, one is extreme left, the other is extreme right. What is the other one? Here you have many firms. You know, what is the other type of market? The opposite of perfect competition. You have what? You have a monopoly market. All right. Now, in perfect competition, the price. What about the price in perfect competition? Anybody who has taken principles of micro in perfect competition? There are many firms. So, how do you determine the price? How do you determine the price? Yeah. From chapter number 1, you know, linear function, you have the supply, you have the demand. How do you determine the price?
Marginal cost. Marginal cost.
Marginal cost. That is marginal cost. But how do you determine the price in the market? In the market, perfect competition, you have what? You have the supply. Okay. You have the supply, which is marginal cost. Right, that's the supply. But that doesn't determine the price. Okay, marginal cost is just the increment of the cost for unit increase in output for the firm. But that does not determine the market price. Now, in order to determine the market price, what do I need? If you have the marginal cost, you can supply, there are so many prices, you know, the other. No, market price is only one price. So how do you determine the market price?
The demand.
The demand, I need the demand. Okay, so when you have the demand function, you will get the market price. You know, we did that. You remember in the linear function, the market equilibrium. So market equilibrium is this thing. So you got that price and you got the equilibrium quantity. Now that price in perfect competition is what? Is constant. It's given. No firm can change the price. The price is determined by what? By the market. Through the demand supply. So if that price constant, just call it P star. Constant, example, katakan 10.5. So that is the price. So the price is a constant. Okay. So the revenue for perfect competition would be just equal to R equal to PX, that we know, and the price is a constant. So that will be equal to, we can call it P star X. P star is a constant. Example 10.5 X. Okay, so that's revenue, which is different from the demand function. Now, when the revenue is 10.5x, how does it look like? Revenue 10.5x. What kind of function is this? Okay, nih function apa ni? Apa kita panggil? Saya kan dah lupa bang. Linear function. So for perfect competition, the revenue is just a linear function. Intercept is 0. So it's just a function that goes to the origin, like that. Okay, I think we did that in break even. Remember break even? So that is the revenue for competition. Okay, for competition market, the revenue is linear. All right. Okay. So let's start with perfect competition. I finish up this thing. Now, monopoly. Monopoly, the price is variable. Okay, the price varies, the price change. The firm, okay, firm can influence the price. That means the price is not a constant, because there is only one firm in the monopoly market, only one firm, only one firm, and that firm is big, and they can control the price. Okay, so therefore the price is a variable. Now, when the price is a variable, how does the revenue look like? So revenue is equal to Px. Now that P is changing. Okay, so in perfect competition, that price, okay, price is a variable, and that is what? That is the demand function. So the price is the demand function. Now suppose, okay, suppose the demand function P equal to negative 0.5x plus 200. Suppose the demand is like that. So that is the price. So for the revenue, what do? We substitute the price, the demand function, equal to negative 0.5x plus 200 into R. So what do we get? You get R equal to negative 0.5x plus 200 plus 100 multiplied by x. So that is our revenue function. And that will be equal to negative 0.5x plus 200x. So the revenue here is non-linear. If the demand function is linear, if the demand function is linear, you have a quadratic function. Okay. So that is the difference. For monopoly, the price is a variable, and that price, how do you get it? That is by using the demand function. Okay. So that demand function normally linear. Okay, the demand function normally you have a linear function. So whatever the function is, we substitute into the revenue to get the revenue. So if you see, okay, revenue function, which is non-linear. All right. So that will be what? That will be non-competitive market. Since we consider only two markets, so kita panggil monopoly. Okay. So that is the difference. Now let's look at an example of each of these. So let us just look at the one example of each. Now the cost function, okay, cost, no problem. Because if either you are monopoly market or you are a competitive firm, you still incur the cost the same way. You have the variable cost, you have the fixed cost, so no problem with the cost. The only difference would be on the demand function. All right. Okay. So we look at an example. Okay, so firstly here I will look at the profit in competition, in perfect competitive market. Okay, profit in competitive market. They have already the example. Easy work. We look at example number 6. Okay, example number 6. Okay, all right, good. So here you have, X, and here is what? Output. Okay, output in unit. And then revenue, cost, profit, all in what? In dollars. Okay, so these are the units. So what we want to find here is how many units should be sold. So you want to find X. Okay, find X that need to be sold. What do we do? Maximize profit. Okay, maximize profit. So first thing that you need to do here is what? What is profit? Profit is revenue minus cost. So you need to find, okay? I need to find revenue. And then if the cost is not given, we also need to find the cost. Okay? All right. Now, you know revenue is equal to what? P times X. So what is revenue for this example? Okay, cepat. What is the revenue?
200
200X.
200X, okay? Because it is given the price, okay? So you argue given price is 200. So we have to, you have to argue, don't just put 200. Why you get 200? Because the price is 200. Okay? And then what is the cost? Secondly, you want to find the cost. Okay? Now, what is the cost? So if you look at that example here, you are not given the cost. What are we given? You are given the average cost. Okay? It's not the cost. Unit cost. So how do you get average cost? How do you get cost from average cost? So I need to find cost. So what do we do? What is average cost? Anybody remember? What is average cost? How do you get average cost? From cost.
For derivative.
No, average is not derivative. Derivative is what? Derivative is marginal. Average is what? how do you get your average GPA? You know, if your last semester, this semester, last semester 3 point, this semester 3.5. So what is your average GPA? How do you get your average?
Divide.
Plus
You divide.
plus
Okay.
divide by 2.
Average, you divide. So to get average cost is what? It's C over X. Okay. The cost divided by the quantity. And then if you want to find C, you just split that thing up. To find C, it's the average cost multiplied by X. Okay, so that's why if you look at that solution, you have here the cost is equal to 80 plus X times X. All right, how do you get it? Because it's average cost times X. How do you get it? It comes from average cost equal to C over X. So here, okay, remember this. Average is always divide. Okay, kalau marginal, then marginal, but marginal derivative. Okay, that marginal memang derivative. If it is economics, marginal derivative. Okay, average we divide. Average means quantity amount per unit. So you will get the cost equal to the average cost multiplied by X. So I put here, that will be equal to 80 plus X multiplied by X. So if you do that, you get 80X, 80X plus X squared. That is the cost. Now I have revenue, 200X. Cost is 80X plus 80X plus X squared. So therefore, we get the profit. So profit now is equal to 200X minus the cost, which is 80X plus X squared. So I want you to go and do the second derivative test. Everything is written in the book. Okay, don't look at the book. Just do it yourself. So number one, you find the critical point. Number two, do the second derivative test. Okay, I want you to do it now. I'll give you 5 minutes. Okay, do now. You have a problem, you can ask your friend or you ask me. Nih, e-book nih edition berapa? E-book edition 10 ke edition 12?
10.
10. Oh, dia e-book tak ada 11
Tak ada, tak jumpa.
Tak jumpa, tak apalah. Dapat 10 pun bagus. I thought dia 11. So page number different. Tapi example sama kan? The numbers in the example
Same.
same. Okay, that's good lah. Kalau numbers in the example pun berlain, susah banget. Okay, so finish up that thing. I don't want you to just read the book. Okay, I want you to do it properly, okay, nicely, because we need to know how to get the point, and then do the second derivative test for maximum or minimum. Okay, I want you to finish up. Okay, finish up. What I mean is that get the second derivative and then argue that it is a maximum, you know, for the, this is the maximum profit at that point. Okay, that's yeah. Okay, I'll give you 3 more minutes. Ada 11th edition. Betul. So if you have the 11th edition, bagus juga. Alright. So, oh, thank you. Thank you. Siapa tu? Shakira. If you can download this thing, it's good. This is the 11th edition. Kalau daripada sini, klik ni dia pergi terus ya. Kalau dekat sini, if I click this one, you go direct to the book.
Yes.
Kalau tu tolong letak ni. Saya pun nak download juga ni, 11th edition ni. Can you put it into WhatsApp group?
Alright.
WhatsApp can download into the laptop. Dekat sini kan, I finish the class. Benda ni tak tahulah, benda ni pun dah tak ada, hilang. Ya, saya lihat. Oh, dia tu begitu eh. Oh, alright. Oh, ni dia. So, macam mana ni? Boleh save ke? Boleh save tu ke? Download ke? Download dulu.
Macam
Download.
baik.
Download eh? Boleh save. Kita download dulu eh. Okay, buat download. Oh, kita kena beli ke ni? Buy textbook to... Oh, alright. So, kita download dah. Okay lah. Okay, thank you. So, lepas ni, saya buka kat sini je lah ya. Dia ada ni. Okay. So, we come back here. Alright, you have the... You get the critical point. And then you get the... what is the critical point? Critical point, you do the first derivative. So we first of all simplify it. So you got 200x minus 80x minus x squared. So you break out the bracket. Okay, so that you will get 120x minus x squared. So what you do, okay, you got the critical point. That means x equal to equal to 60. Okay, and then you do the second derivative, you will get maximum. So number one, you get the critical point. So P prime is equal to what? P prime equal to 120 minus 2x. So P equal to 0 for critical point. So we get what? We get 120 minus 2x equal to 0. X equal to 0 x equal to 120 over 2, that is 60. Okay. Secondly, you get the second derivative, that is negative 2. Now it's negative number, constant. So senang lah. So you argue, okay? Finish it up. And then number 3, you get the profit at x equal to 60. So that will be our maximum point. So, okay, so describe that thing. All right. So how do you describe? You say profit is maximized, or profit is maximum at, oh no, we don't say that. You to maximize profit, because this is application. So to maximize profit, what do we need to do? To maximize profit, you have to sell how much? Okay, to maximize profit, you have to sell 60 units of the good, of the product, okay, whatever it is. All right, and then you say the maximum profit is equal to whatever the value is at 60. So here they didn't tell you the maximum profit. So did you find the maximum profit? To maximize profit, you have to sell 60 units. Now, what is the maximum profit? Anybody get it? Okay, if nobody got it, can you get the profit, please? Put that 60 into P. You will get the, put here, okay? This is already the simplified profit, the final form. So you put 60 in the P, what do you get for the profit? First percent to get it, let me know, so that I can write down the maximum profit.
3,600.
3,000? Okay, so maximum profit is dollars. 3,600. Betul?
Betul.
Okay, 3,600. Okay. Habis itu. Dalam buku tu kita buat. So, that means that is the maximum point. Okay? All right. So, let's do the monopoly. Monopoly is example number 5. The only difference will be the revenue. So, if we follow the example, the cost, okay, again here, the cost, they give you average cost. So what you need is get the cost from average cost, okay? And then we get the revenue. So here, profit is equal to R minus C. So you need to find R. Okay, first, you need to find R. Now R is equal to what? P. Now given, okay, given the demand function P equal to 168 minus 0.2x. So what do you have? So revenue is equal to 168 minus 0.2x times. So that is our revenue function. And it's equal to 168 x minus 0.2x squared. So that is our revenue. Okay. Now cost is not given. They give you average cost. So you want to find the average cost. It's average cost multiplied by x, and that will be equal to what? Average cost is given 120 plus x divided times x. So that will be equal to 120x plus x squared. So that is our cost function. Okay. So the profit, therefore, profit is equal to the revenue 168x minus 0.2 x squared minus the cost 120x plus x squared. Okay, break out the bracket. So we break out the bracket. You've got 168x minus 0.2 minus 120x minus x squared. Then you do the simplification. Okay? What do I get? I get what? 168 minus 120. 48. 48x. Yang ini negative 1.2 x squared. Okay. So again here, I give you 5 minutes. Okay. Find the critical point and then get the second derivative. Okay. So do it now. Get the just for practice. Okay. So in monopoly, the only difference would be what? Would be the revenue. Okay, revenue you will have demand multiplied by X. Cost normally will be the same. Sometimes you are given directly the cost easier. Sometimes they give you the average cost, but you just convert it. So finish it up. Okay, give you 5 minutes. Okay, you got it? It's just, very similar from now on, from here on. It's very similar to the previous example. Okay, you get the first derivative, get the critical point, and then you do the second derivative test, and then you describe the answer. All right. So that is example number berapa tu? Number 5. Now the last example I want to look at would be example 3. The example 3 is on the average cost. So here our problem is, if you look at that example, you want to minimize the average cost. So the question here, you want to find X, okay, produced. Now for cost, it's produced, for revenue, you sell, okay? X produced to minimize average cost. Okay, sometimes we just minimize cost, okay? Minimize cost. But this example, they want us to minimize average cost. So that is the thing that you need to do. And again here, you have X is the number of output or the quantity in units. Okay, now average cost, that is dollars per unit. Cost, you have dollars only, okay? Average, because we divide, you have dollars per unit. So that is the thing that you need to find. Now you are given the cost, okay? So you are given cost. You are not given average cost. So you are given cost. So what do we need to do? You are given cost, we need average cost. So you still use the formula tadi, right? So average cost is equal to what? C over X. So if you can look at the book, okay, they divide the cost with X. So we get the average cost. So therefore, your average cost, in the book they use C bar. Okay, they use C bar. That will be equal to what? You divide by X. I just write down the form, the final form, plus 4, all right, plus 100 X to the power of minus 1. You bring up the X. Okay, all right. So again, the method is the same. First thing you do what? First one, you get the critical point. So you find AC prime. Now AC prime is equal to what? 1 over 4, right? Plus, I just write down the immediate step. Then we don't jump right into the final form. Minus 1 times 100. You reduce the power by 1, that is negative 2. So what is it? That will be equal to 1 over 4 minus 100. Now you bring back the power down. So you got, okay? So for critical point, what do we need? AC prime equal to 0. So therefore, 1 over 4 minus 100 X squared equals 0. So kita simplify lah. All right, so what do we do here? You bring one of the constant to the other side. I got 100 over X squared equal to 1 over 4. Now you bring the X squared to the right, 4 to the left. We get X squared equal to 400. Okay. Then what is X? x is equal to square root of 400. Itu boleh dapat plus or minus 20. Okay, you have plus or minus 20. Then you have the negative value is not relevant. Okay, so we keep that. So part number 2, x equal to negative 2, no, negative 20, not relevant. All right, because negative value of output, negative value of output, non-existent, or there is no such thing of negative value for output. Now, number 2, you get the second derivative, AC double prime. What is it? AC double prime. You go back to the C prime. Okay, so you go back to C prime. So here we have to go back to the C prime because that is not so straightforward. So now you go back to AC prime. What is it? It's 1/4 minus 100 x to the power of negative 2. So you take the second derivative. What do I get? I get 100 negative, bracket there. So negative. Then you got negative 2, and then reduce the power by 1, negative 3. So now, simplify a little bit. I got 200 divided by 2. So that is our A double prime. Now I'm going to finish it up, okay? Because you need to substitute. So at x equal to 20, all right, at x equal to 20, what about AC double prime? AC double prime is equal to 200 over 20 cubed. Now you have a 20 raised to the power of 3. That will be equal to whatever the value is. You can find it, all right? But you know that will be positive. That is positive. So what? So average cost is or has a minimum, okay, at x equal 20. And then you find the average cost. What is the average cost at x equal to 20? Okay, that will be what? That will be the minimum average cost. Okay, you get the minimum average cost if you look at the book, 14. But find it, okay, find it. And then just describe. Okay, so for maximum, you need to show the second derivative should be negative lah. Okay, for minimum, we should show that the second derivative at that critical point should be positive. So so that's it. We are done with the application part. I'll give you some questions. So 10.3. A few more minutes. You do number 5, number 6, that is on the revenue. And then the average cost, 16, 17. Maybe one. Okay, and then the profit, I would like you to do number 26 to 29. Okay, do number 26. Lepas tu, you do number 38 to 41. Okay. All right. From average cost, and then 35. 38. Ni balik ni. 38 saya cakap dah tadi. 38. Okay. So you have the you have 1 week. Masa break ni practice lah. Okay. Alright. So we are done with 10.3. So after the break, we are going to look at 10.4. If there is anything that we need to. Otherwise, there will be it. Then we are going to move on to a new topic. So I will see you again after the break. Have a nice break. Have a nice holiday. Okay, but don't enjoy too much. Okay, take some time, review the work. Take a break for pure break. Okay, take a break, but at the same time, spend some time review all these things. Okay, all right. So I'll see you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.